So I talked to Allizae yesterday.
Okay, is that what was happening on my phone, man? Because there was a lot of two guys doing a podcast messaging going on my phone, and it was very annoying to me.
Well, I'm glad that you were involved in one way. But I was talking to Allizae yesterday. We talked for like 30 minutes. And naturally, of course, she wanted to respond to the Friday segment about her. And we both said, like, let's not do this on like an official interview. She just wanted to speak her piece. Right. And she said what she had to say. And I even spoke to Friday prior to speaking with, I told you this, right? And I'm not trying to
Mhm.
beat a dead horse. It's old news. So she spoke her piece. She said whatever it is she had to say. And one of the main one of the main things that she was pushing back on was just I kept on saying that her channel was deactivated, and Friday kept on hitting back with saying no, it wasn't deactivated, her channel was always there, it was just demonetized. And then she started telling me, oh, I have receipts that it was deactivated. And again, I don't care, right? And the reason why I want to lead with this is because
Yeah, please explain, because I
viewing
don't give a
public
fuck either.
viewing public, you might not know this, but me and my guy here, we both have access to our
Where was I
Instagram.
just now? Where was I?
Right here, right here.
Okay,
That's how it's going
just
to look on
checking.
screen. we
Just
we
checking.
we both have access to our Instagram page, right? And so a lot of the communications to potential guests come from that Instagram page. So
But
I've
they
been
can you be clear that they come from you though? More time, like
so I have
thank you,
been
because
this is what
people
I'm
think it's me
It's
messaging
great.
them sometimes. It's
That's
not.
great. That's great. And
How is that great?
believe me, I'm very clear, and you'll understand why in just a moment. So
Okay.
I have been reaching out to potential guests to come on the show, and well, you can see the guests we've had so far. When I say I've been reaching out to a lot of people, we haven't had a lot of people, so you can put it together how that's been going. And one of the people that I reached out to, who will remain anonymous unless they decide to eventually do the program, said that, hey, I'm in so many words, I'm not doing your show because DreCey, so this guy, was in Gutsy Guts' comments throwing shade at what I do. So that's why he said he's not doing the show. And anyways, so I said, all right, no worries about that.
So in Shader speaking facts,
So and
there's numerous people that could apply to. Who's
okay, but the
you know what?
point,
Don't say no names. Don't
yeah,
say
the
no
point
names.
is I'm trying to go
I'll just
somewhere.
go check. I'll just go check. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to go somewhere with this. So
Okay. Sorry. I just didn't know about this. So you bring this is news to me as
you
well
know
as you're
I do
saying it.
this, of course. Bring it off the rip.
Okay.
So,
Well, let people
anyways,
know. I don't know. I don't know what the hell you're talking about for real. Like, so I'm gonna go check it out after we done this.
all right, fair enough. So the reason I'm bringing all this up, the Allizae and the conversation I had with her and this person who turned down the invitation to do the show, is because the one thing I said to Allizae, and I stand on this, I want her and Friday to reconcile. I do. And the reason why I say that is because I look at the Toronto rap scene, and we'll just say, for example, Mula First and YG, two very popular Toronto artists. I don't know the politics. I don't know the behind the scenes, whatever. It might be way too serious to ever reconcile. But if they were to play this right, so use the confrontation to build interest, but then ultimately put it to bed and collaborate, they could A, make it way more profitable, B, data beef, and C, show people in this city that we can work together. But Toronto rappers don't want to do that. So I don't want to see that in podcasting. I don't. So I would love to see a Friday and Allizae reconcile. And that goes to the person who I was DMing and said, hey, I'm not doing your show. Again, in so many words, but this happened. And I understand that. But I'm like, hey, not an issue. He's entitled to his opinion. But I think it would make great content. Because who wants to see two people on screen just agreeing all the time? So have the
Right.
conversation, and maybe at the end of the conversation, we build. So That's what I'm hoping for. And I don't want to see it's there's only one. That's it. Nobody else can exist. I don't want to see that. And I feel like that's where it's going. Because when I post something on Instagram and I at like a Six Solid or an Up Next or whoever we mentioned in that conversation, when I'm adding them, they might look at it or somebody might look at it like, oh, you're just trying to dick ride or hope you get a repost or whatever. They don't look at it like, bro, I'm trying to build a bridge right now. Yes, on my side of the bridge or our side of the bridge, yeah, the property is a little small. Your side of the bridge, the property looks real good. But we don't know where that could be a year from now, 2 years from now. So why not help each other? Maybe our audience is different from yours and you could benefit. There's so many different possibilities. And I feel like nobody wants to explore those things because there could only be one.
Okay, trust me right now. I pay very close attention to the people who choose to ignore what we're doing and the people that do pay attention to what we're doing at this level that we're at right now. Because once you reach a certain level, there is no longer sincerity or genuine want to desire or to help. Once you reach a certain level on YouTube, right? Anybody who's down to do an interview with us right now or down to hop on a conversation or whatever, they genuinely fuck with us. They're not somebody who's going to come on because we have clout, we have views. Now, anybody sitting there that wants to think that we're going after interviews, trying to chase people for the attention that they have or whatever it is, that's crazy. That's crazy. Because the first interview we did was with Guts, right? Who, if you don't know who We Love Hip Hop is, you have no idea who I'm talking about. The second interview we did was with Zero, which if you don't know Zero, it's not like he is Billboard. He's an artist in Toronto that's big, but he's not Billboard we're not chasing clout off of him. It was an interesting conversation that we had with him. And then the third one that we did was Friday. Ricky Dredd, who actually has said and spoken on his own podcast about how much he likes what we're doing and hopped on because he genuinely fucks with us. So when it's a conversation about chasing for clout, people have to understand that this podcast right here, if we were chasing for clout, we would be going after bigger people. And that's no insult to anybody that we've contacted so far, but we could have tried to contact bigger people as far as the quotations go in the industry to try to get interviews and been more persistent with that, as opposed to trying to get people who would genuinely just hold interesting conversations or we genuinely have questions for. A lot of people don't want to come on this podcast for one or two reasons. The first one being we ask real questions. We ask the questions that because we don't have the thousands and the millions of, we don't have nothing holding us back. So we ask the questions that everybody want to ask, but they're scared to ask because they might have a brand deal or a sponsorship. I don't give a fuck about none of that. We asking the questions that y'all want to hear. And a lot of people don't want to answer them because they put them on the spot because they're questions that they don't normally get asked. So don't hop on the podcast. That's fine. The second reason people don't hop on our podcast is because you yourself are a clout chaser. And you come on this thing and you see that we're not monetized yet. We're not on the big scene and all that type of stuff. So you don't want to hop on. I guarantee you. And this guy knows it. This guy knows it. Once we start hitting them thousands, them 5-digit, 6-digit followers, all these people that we're hit, they're going to be coming to us. Like, yo, man, I was busy before, dog. I didn't have the time before, dog. And now I can come on your podcast, if you want. No, I'm paying attention to who is paying attention to us right now.
Well,
just so everybody knows. And I
well,
don't know the person, once again, who you're talking about, who I might have commented about, but whoever it is, I guarantee that they don't want to come on this podcast because they don't want to answer the questions that I got.
well, I mean,
Because
look,
anybody that I commented about was legit.
it
I don't
sounds
go
like
out there just trying to troll people.
you're making like a list. Um,
Yeah.
I want to be clear as I started off with this segment, I'm about building bridges. So at the end of the day, I would love for the situation to be mutually beneficial. Of course, I would love for you to come on our podcast and you benefit from it just as much as we do. And if you feel like that's not going to happen, all right, well, so be it. The timing is off, right? And that's fine. So I will never close a door. Somebody doesn't respond to an invitation, or even they go as far as turning it down. I will never close a door. Even if they turn it down in a rude way, I will never close a door, because that's content. And also, more to the point, I don't want to burn the bridge. If there was something that in your mind that we did that rubbed you the wrong way, we could talk about it. Now, we could talk about it in private first, and then if you want, we could bring it on air, or we could take it straight to the cameras and we could talk about it like that. But I will never close it, because at the end of the day, what are we doing? We're just talking. So even this person that I'm talking about that said you rubbed them the wrong way, what was that? Those were words that were typed. Nothing, we've never done anything physical to anyone. We've never crossed any actual lines. These are words or letters that were typed. So I guess the point that I'm trying to make is nothing has been taken too far. And again, full circle, going back to Friday and Allizae. Right now, I'm talking about them. They could see it a totally different way, and you'd have to ask them, right? But I bring it full circle to say, hey, I think that that's something that could be rectified. I think it could be resolved. I'm not saying they should go back out and work together and relaunch. No, but put it to bed. Keep good, positive energy in your life. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I don't like the idea of somebody out there in the world thinking that I did them wrong. Like, I'm not going to say I can't live my life knowing that, but if I see
Mhm.
them on my timeline, it's going to come back to, it's going to bother me. So I
Right.
want to resolve that. There's a couple, I'm exaggerating. There's probably one or two situations like that in my life right now that I would love to resolve. And I've tried, but people just aren't ready to have that conversation yet. And that's fine.
And
Everything.
that's, and you know what? And that's why this podcast works so well, because that's who you are, and that's absolutely who I am not. I don't give a fuck about these people. If you want to come on with some attitude, or if you want to come on, or if you want to be like, you guys said this about me, so this is why I'm not, you're entitled to your opinion, man. But I know one thing in my heart for sure, that people are never offended by lies. If somebody is lying, unless it's affecting the real perception of you, if somebody's lying on you, it's not true and it's not affecting your life in any way, you're not going to care. But if a comment is made, especially something that's typed on social media, and you yourself read it and you see some truth in it, you're going to be offended by it. So that's my reaction to anybody who gets hurt by the things that I type on social media. Because believe it or not, we do this podcast and many things get said about me on a regular basis. And as a matter of fact, many things get said about me on Instagram and all the other social medias that we're on as well. And you know what? I don't really care. I don't know these people. It doesn't really affect me, but it is fun to engage in conversation with them. I tell you that much, because they shut up pretty quick once you start hitting them with some facts. So
All right. Well, being public, honestly, what are your thoughts on this? I'm sincere in what I'm saying. And I really wish Toronto rappers would take that approach. The Atlanta took that approach, Miami took that approach. Everybody works together and they're bigger and better for it. They could walk around in their city. They don't have to worry. Like, there's so many pluses to just working together. So I want to see that in podcasting. Again, I enjoy the friction. It's entertaining, but to a point. Anyways, what are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Deuces.